Over to me.
Yo, what up? What up?
We back in the building
We are
once
back
again.
in
Let me
the
take these off so I can see.
building.
All
I
right.
hate to say, that we've been enjoying this weather out here in Houston, about 75 degrees. Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, it was like 75
Yeah,
today.
we have bipolar weather.
While everybody got -2 and -1.
Right.
You
And
know what I'm
snow.
saying? It snowed.
My
Are you
sister
snowed
and
in?
brother got a lot of snow
Are you snowed in out there,
in
Nope,
Atlanta.
Zane?
we not snowed in at all.
Okay, cool. That's good.
We
But we
had
back
really
in.
nice weather today.
Oh, cool. Really nice. Oh, it was nice. It was nice
We did
in
too.
Yes,
Hot Atlanta.
it surely was.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
come
we
on,
did
Hot
too.
Atlanta. Come on, Hot Atlanta. Well, go ahead, Lady Free. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, we back here at Shift Real Talk TV, y'all. This is the Shift Real Talk podcast where we talking about love, life, and relationships. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If this helps you in any way, we want to make sure this goes out to as many people as possible. So get us in the algorithm, okay? Now, make sure as well that you listen to us on every podcast platform because we are on. So listen, okay? Listen, subscribe, share, and like.
Yes.
I'm your girl, Lady Fred.
I'm your boy, Pastor J.
And I'm Zany.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she hit us with the high notes.
and she just came back from on tour.
You know.
She was performing. She was rapping. She was rapping gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you so lame. You are so lame.
We got the people coming in, y'all. Hey,
Give
KP
your
is
shout
on
outs.
finally. My sister, she came in to check us out.
Hey.
KP, Darren Phillips, what's up, man? Patricia,
What's up,
God
what's
bless you.
up?
My sister,
Hey, Tease.
Latisse is on. Hey, y'all, Darren Phillips, what's up, my guy? So, hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Today's topic is powerful.
Yes,
The price of being wounded.
it's a cost.
It's a cost, but who pays the
Who
price?
pays the? Come on here. Who pays the cost? Everybody's wounded in some shape, form, or fashion. So you already know this podcast gonna help you. So make sure you go ahead and share it with your people right now, so they can chime in, so we can get this real talk
Yes.
going.
So let's start it off, y'all.
All right.
Let's start the party because we coming in and we got people chiming in and my sister KP is on with us, so we
KP.
yeah, I'm proud. It's my sister, man, for real. But anyway, listen, y'all. When a wound, let's go. We're gonna go here. When a wound is not healed, it becomes the very thing that leads your emotion.
Okay, first before we get into that, what are wounds? Because everybody don't know what the wounds are
Wounds are.
in relationship.
Well, y'all want to address what wounds are? You know what I'm saying?
Zane,
Yes,
wounds in
ma'am.
relationships. Break it down.
So wounds in relationship are those things, those hurts, those pains that you carry with you. It's just like um, when you get injured and it leave
Right.
you wounded. If you
Right.
peel that scab, you might bleed again. It's not
Right.
completely healed, it's wounded.
How do we get wounded?
Well. Let me add to that.
Okay.
I believe wounds are things that we are not willing to let go. These are things that we hold on to, and we hold it so dear to our heart that it starts to affect our heart. And the way we look at it is the fact that it kind of damaged our heart. So these are things that we take offensively. You know what I'm saying? Things that were done to us that we believe that either bothered us, it went against what we were taught,
Right.
it went against what we learned. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it also goes against a lot of things that we haven't been morally, grown up to start to believe. So these are untapped emotions that really cause pain,
The things that hurt us.
the things that hurt us. And the
Wow.
thing is, what happens is, so that goes back to what I was saying. When these things are not dealt with, these emotions and these things that we don't let go, it now becomes what leads us.
Right.
It becomes what leads us. Now the wounds are the things that are leading us. The wounds are the things that we are referring back to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We go, I remember when Joe Schmo did that to me, and you appear that you're doing the same thing that Joe Schmo did. Even though it's
Yeah.
a different person with
Yeah.
a different mentality, we go back to that person who did it because we held on to it.
Right. But
And I
think-
agree. Go, I'm
uh-huh,
sorry. Go ahead.
I think
I'm
it's
about to say, I
normal.
think Pastor Jay going too far ahead of us because a lot of times people don't even know they're holding on to that.
Okay,
Mhm.
let's start there.
Yeah, well, let's start there. I am going ahead, but it just sounded so good.
You want to be deep.
I wanted to be deep.
Let's be deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, start there then, Zane.
And that's what I said about the scab. So we know that we've been injured, but when we peel that scab, we don't know it's not healed. We think, oh, let me peel this scab so, I could get a smooth skin there.
Uh-huh.
Until
Yes.
you peel that scab and then it start bleeding again. And you're like, oh, shucks, that's why that scab was there.
Yes.
I got you one better.
So
How about
sometimes we
this?
don't know.
Yeah, sometimes we don't. Okay, wait. I think we know that we were hurt. I don't
Mhm.
think we realize what that pain did to us because wounds can't be contained. They actually leak. Have you ever had one of those sores where it's like get infected and it start leaking?
Yeah.
That's what it does to us. We don't realize that
That's a
those
deep
wounds
one.
do that to us.
That's a deep one. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
know
that's
we
a
hurt though.
deep one.
Let me do a quick
Yeah.
acknowledgement. We got John on here from the couples group that we always are
Hi,
part of. So
John.
John said he wanted to let us know he's watching, man, and we kind of want to acknowledge him. And
Hey.
we're so grateful for what he's doing in the city of Houston. They have an awesome ministry of
Yeah.
married couples that they
Couples.
bring together, man.
Yeah.
And I love what you guys doing. Keep going. Y'all keep doing it.
going.
Thank you, Ricky Thompson. What's up, Ricky? What's going on? I'm sorry. I just had to give a little couple. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no,
You
good. You good.
fine.
Yes.
So we was talking about the leakage. Like, did you
Mhm.
realize that you was hurt? Yeah, I know I fell. I know that something you did really like hurt me. I just didn't know how bad it was. I didn't know what it was doing to me internally.
So what happens is pain is not just suffering. Pain is also information. What pain does is tells us it informs us that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it is information telling us that something is not right, something doesn't feel right, something is out of line, something happened.
Something happened.
So
Right.
so it's not also the actual pain, but it's information that keeps us aware. Because what happens is when we are able to replay, that's what remembering is. We were talking about that.
Right.
We're able to replay the information. So that's what remembering is. We replay the information that has been told to us, or that we've told ourselves, or that we feel like this happened. So it is definitely also information. What do y'all say about
What
that?
you're talking about is the nervous system.
Yeah.
The nervous system picks up that pain, picks up that hurt, and the nervous system is on high alert,
Mm-hmm.
and it tells you, "Whoa, hold up!" You become hypervigilant. You always on alert. You always like looking to see if this is something that's gonna hurt you again. You become fearful,
Yeah.
like cause pain don't feel good,
Absolutely.
and we do everything we can to keep that pain from happening,
Absolutely.
that feeling from happening again.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mia. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Zane.
Y'all
Go
ever
ahead.
had an experience to where two different type, right? So one where you got wounded, but you didn't know you got wounded, but you start feeling this intense pain. You're like, why is my arm hurt? And you look down and you got a bleeding wound.
bruise,
That's
yeah.
one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then you got another type where you don't feel no pain at all, but all of a sudden you rub a spot and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you feel pain because you notice now that you wounded.
That's
Yes.
So you
true.
got two where you feel the pain, but you don't know you're wounded. You're wondering
Right.
why you feel that pain. And then you
Absolutely.
got the other one where you don't feel pain at all, but you see the wound first. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden now you're hurting.
Yes.
Wow.
You know what that's like too? Like, cause I was talking earlier about the information and what happens with the information. Now we start believing that we have to respond to this information.
Yeah.
So now what we do, cause it's like in sports, when somebody has suffered a major injury, in their mind, they don't go as hard as they normally would go before the injury,
True.
because what your mind says, if I move wrong on this, I
I'ma
could
hurt
actually,
myself
I can
again.
hurt myself again.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
information says, I have to protect myself.
Protection.
Oh, and how do I protect myself? I get silent. I get angry. You know what I'm saying? So we respond. The information that we get from this pain, it causes a response from us, whether it's level of protection or a level of protection. So we go. So we have to be very careful about this type of information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing that's so interesting is, like you said, you try to protect yourself. That's one thing that happens. You become defensive.
Yeah.
That's another thing that
Mm-hmm.
happened. It's like you don't want this to happen again. And the thing that we don't realize that happens is it's like those people, they love hard, right? It's like, I love hard, but then they protect harder. Because I want to be loved
Yeah.
so bad, but at the same time though, I have to protect myself because that looks like, that's going to be something that hurts me, because
Absolutely.
you've trained yourself to believe that you got to be on high alert. Your nervous
Yes.
system is saying, stay on high alert.
Wow.
It's
Let me
like that
read.
lesson that we've always learned as a child. When don't touch that stove because you're gonna get burned.
You gonna get
Right.
So
burnt?
then the lesson becomes don't touch fire at all. Remember that
Yeah.
stove now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so what happens is we become fearful of fire, all
Hmm.
because of one lesson of don't touch that stove.
That's a good
Yeah.
And
lesson
it's to
though, ain't
Absolutely.
say, yeah, no, not necessarily, because sometimes just I'll give an example, like flamethrowers, right?
it? Hmm.
To me, that's symbolic of something. That's symbolic of I'm going to push the limits. I'm going to push beyond the boundaries to achieve or to do what people tell me I can't. A lot of
Hmm.
times we're trained to live in this box.
Okay.
Don't go beyond this space. So not all the time it isn't necessarily a great thing. I think we should teach boundaries and why those boundaries exist, but that we can overcome as well.
Yes.
But we never teach the overcoming part.
Yes. Let me read a quick comment. Elijah said, "A wound forms a scare that sometimes heals on the outside, but not inside. A
Exactly.
keloid scare, a keloid scar form." That's right. Hey, Lou, how you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
Yeah. It's like, how does it show up in relationships? It's internal. I don't
Yes.
see your pain on your physical, but I know that something is going on, and it's affecting our relationship.
Exactly. And what happens is, because if it's not dealt with, and this is what people go wrong, especially in relationships, when you don't deal with the information and change the thought of that thought, then what happens is you're reacting or you're acting out of a level of protection for yourself.
Yeah.
More so is for yourself. But what happens is when you protect yourself with this information, then the person that you're in relationship with has to go through a process of your protection.
Right.
And that level of protection is only for you to feel comfortable. So what you're doing is, in that level of comfortability, there's not an allotment or allowing for a level of growth. Because to be able to heal, there has to be some level of growing. There has to be some level of, let me educate myself on this level of information.
Yeah.
Because if we just allow the information to set and fester, then we're gonna use that as a level of protection. So
Yeah.
we're trying to control, in that level of protection, we're trying to control the outcome. And
Right.
not the outcome, but the income as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What comes in?
Right.
I wrote a couple of things down, like, because I was trying to figure out who is affected, like who pays the cost, who really pays the
Yeah.
cost, how does this show up in a relationship. And the first thing I wrote was the wounded person pays first, because they pay in fear.
Mhm.
They pay in being defensive and mistrust, hypervigilance. They love deep, they protect hard, they react instead of respond, and they are in survival mode. But then the second person that pays is the partner. The partner pays next because they pay in confusion. They always on an emotional whiplash. Just like 1 minute you up,
Yeah.
1 minute you down, and they like always emotional whiplash. That's very exhausting. They're punished for the pain they didn't cause, and they may feel shut out, accused, or constantly on trial, even when they didn't do nothing wrong and they trying to do right. And then,
So how unfair?
mhm,
How unfair? And I want to ask you and y'all out here that are listening and timing. Hey,
Okay.
hey, D. Curry, how you doing, sir? I want to ask y'all a question. How unfair is it to be in a relationship and you keep referring to your past?
um,
How unfair is that, or is that fair at all?
well, I think it depends on how you use your past.
Because here's the thing. Part two of the question. A lot of people say, "Well, I can forgive, but I don't have to forget." So when you say that, what you're doing is you're still remembering the past. And how unfair or how fair is that, bringing that in the relationship that should be looking toward the future?
Oh, that's a
I
good
think
one.
it's extremely
Ooh.
unfair because what happens is you have set a metric for your current partner based on
Mhm.
your past partner.
Mhm.
Here's my measurement. You've gone too far. But
Right.
based on what? Based on your past partner, and that's not fair. So what happens is, back to what you just said about the control, if I'm controlling the outcome of how you gonna treat me, how you gonna move in this relationship, then I never allow space for you to prove your character to me. So if you can't prove your character to me, you can't prove your trust to me. Trust is never built because now I'm constantly wondering
Yep.
if you gonna cheat on me. I'm constantly wondering
Yeah.
if you gonna do what the past person did, and I've
Right.
never allowed you to prove who you truly are to me. So you never build
Mm.
anything of foundation.
Wow. That's good. Let me say something. My dad is on. What's up, Dad? I love
Hey,
you so
Dad.
much, man. I want to be transparent real quick, because
Ooh,
while my dad is
transparent
on the phone.
Ooh.
And we had, and I just want to tell my dad this for those of you, John and them and Aunt Liza, Jesse Moore is my dad. That's my guy. That's my dude. That is my dude, man. I love him with all my heart.
Mhm.
And to really be where we are today, you know, I would look at my dad because I was upset. But I was upset with the information that I was giving myself.
Yeah.
I was giving myself this information. And because I gave myself this information, nothing my dad did could reprogram
It
the
couldn't
information,
penetrate.
the
Yep.
information that was in my head.
Mhm.
Nothing. I don't care. And I'm giving it to testimony for my dad because he's going through something right now, and I just felt like saying this. So the thing is, nothing that he did, I couldn't even see the awesome dude that he was
Yeah.
because of the information that I put in my head. And you know why I
Yeah.
put this in my head? Because I was protecting myself from what? Not him, from me.
You was protecting
Yeah.
yourself from that thought that you created
That
about
I
your
created
dad. Yeah.
that about him. And it was
Yeah.
like, man, what he ain't. And this is what I'm telling myself.
Yeah. And
Until-
the crazy part was he was trying everything.
He tried everything.
to prove
Yeah.
to Jesse that he loved him, to prove
And I
that
couldn't
he
see
was
it.
there. You know, I may not have been there in the past, but I'm here now, son. It's like all of this stuff that he was trying to do, and nothing was working. I could see it.
My wife would tell me, she said, your dad is an awesome
I
dude.
was
I was
like, Pop, it's
you
so-
saying that because you had your dad. You know what I'm saying? I was getting mad at her.
Right,
I
yeah.
but like I said, I was telling myself he wasn't there. This is what I'm telling myself. He didn't do this. And all the time, I'm not even taking the true information. And that information had to be what it was. So again, and this is so important, y'all, especially when it comes to what this information does to you. This information keeps you in a circle of
A
bondage.
cycle. Yeah.
It keeps you in a cycle and a circle of bondage.
Yeah.
And that bondage will only cause you more pain.
And it causes you to punish the person.
It causes you to not only punish
that
the
you in
person,
relationship
yes,
with.
but punish yourself. Because guess what? Deep down inside, you really want the relationship.
Want it. Yeah.
You really want that relationship.
Yeah.
So you're depriving yourself of something that you really want because you're telling yourself that this is the total opposite of what I desire.
And it's like sometimes people feel they have to hold on to the pain. They have to hold on to what you did to them, the memory of it, because this is going to help them not to allow it to happen again, number one. And then sometimes they want you to feel the pain that they feel. They want you to feel
That's
hurt.
exactly what it is.
I'm not finna let
I'ma
you
hurt
off
you
the
like you.
hook.
It's like why are you
Yeah.
trying to hurt me like and make me hurt because you're hurting, but again you're only hurting because of the information.
Right.
You're not hurting because of something that I did.
Yeah.
You told yourself that I did something, but that's not what I did.
I remember when we first got married. Well, actually, when we were dating and leading into when we were married, because of because of Pastor J's first marriage, it caused him to treat me a certain way, and his defenses were always up. Certain things I would say, he would take it back and make it seem as though I am saying what his ex used to say to him. And I would have to say, no, that's not what I'm saying. And when somebody is truly hurt, they stubborn. They hard right there in that place. He did not let me through. It was like, I'm letting you know that's not what I'm saying. And he would not believe it because he had himself programmed to believe that if somebody said something that looked like, sounded like anything similar, well, me, for instance, if I did it, then he felt like that it was a replay. And it's like, no. And so I had to figure out ways to communicate to him to help him feel less of that he was unsafe. I had to help him to understand that I have your heart, and I have your heart, and I'm going to keep it safe. I'm not here to hurt you. And so once I started saying those things, then he started kind of, I think it planted a seed, and he started kind of like, coming out of it a little bit.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, and you know, and you know what, and that's so good what y'all talking about, because you have where, like Pastor J, like you said, stuff that you made up
Mm-hmm.
based
I made
on
it up.
what you felt. It had no basis of truth, right?
No.
And then Lady Free talking about how you brought stuff from your past relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sitting here thinking about even my relationship with my father, where and I was thinking to share this, because for somebody who feel like they cannot forgive their spouse or somebody, I talked about in the past, like things that that was factual with me and my dad,
Yeah.
how he treated me unfairly. However, later on in life, we did have a great relationship, but he never saw, because when he and my brother would talk about, how my brother was hurt or affected, and I would talk about how it was true, my dad would say, I don't remember that, right? So since my dad has passed away, my brother and I, we were going through some paperwork, and we talked about, we could remember, like, as we were seeing certain things, we could date it back to moments to
Wow.
where we were hurt, right?
Uh-huh.
So this was going on with my father during the period that we were hurting over his actions.
Oh,
But when you put it back,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Got
this is why I
it.
said this is going to be good for somebody, because we don't understand we didn't understand my dad was hurting. Why? Because he was being strong for us. But in his pain, he was doing the
Yeah.
best he could out of his
Absolutely.
pain, and we were hurting out of his pain, not understanding the picture. So why am I
Right.
saying this? I'm saying this to somebody who can't forgive their spouse, who said, "Oh yeah, this is over. This could never be." But
Mhm.
you don't understand why they did what they did. This is why there's such a break in communication a lot of times, because one person is saying, I am not doing that, and the other person saying, you are
Mm-hmm.
affecting me like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But we're not understanding what's behind it. If we all
Absolutely.
just take time to sit down and get an understanding of what's behind the action, then we can have compassion for one another to say, okay, let's
Absolutely.
start over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honored
Yeah.
that I did give space for my dad for us to have a relationship. Because now that we look back on a lot of times that we can see now what he didn't share, it's like,
Yeah.
wow, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Because losing my dad, like I'll give one quick example. Like losing my dad was painful. But during the time where we were hurting, he had lost my grandmother. Not only did he lose my grandmother, but he had to pay her hospital bills. Could you imagine having to pay the hospital bills after losing your mother and you're in the process of grieving? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
have to think about those things. Like you never know how much pressure someone is under that's
Right.
causing them to respond the way they are.
I in both of y'all are saying some great stuff. It's true, man. We want to help you guys to understand how important it is to not allow these thoughts and the process of these thoughts to change the narrative of how things should be. In other words, like I said, I was talking about my dad, and I came up with stuff about him because of what I went through, and
Mm-hmm.
what I went through really had nothing to do with him. It was like I wanted him to rescue me, but not really
Yeah.
understanding that he couldn't, because the situation that I grew up in,
Yeah.
they didn't allow him to do that.
Right.
So I didn't really understand the dynamics of it until I got in this situation myself,
Wow.
and then understood, like, wow, I want to be there for my kids, and I'm not allowed to do that. For why?
Yeah.
And it was like the same
Yes.
thing. My sons grew up thinking the same thing that I thought about my dad.
Wow.
And it was like
Yes.
hindsight 22.
Yeah.
Mhm.
22.
Hindsight 23. It was like the same thing happened to me that happened to me.
That's how beautiful God is, man. God's so amazing like that He'll help you understand someone else's situation and give you grace and empathy for their situation by allowing you to
Yes,
go through
yes,
it.
yes.
Yes.
He's so smooth.
Yes.
Oh my
A
God, you
couple
so
of
And you got
things
to be
before
smooth.
open to the healing too.
yeah, you got to be
Yeah,
open.
yeah,
Yeah,
you have
yes,
to.
you got to
Yeah.
be. Liza, we got a couple of comments. Let's go back real quick.
Okay.
Patricia, I saw your comment up here, but I don't see it. But and Mama Annie, what's going on, Mama? Love
Hey,
you
Mama
so much.
Annie.
We love you
That's my
so much.
girl.
We got a bunch of Mamas on here. We got that really take us, that mother our
Right.
ministry, like
Yeah.
Aunt Liza. She's a mother,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
mother to
yeah.
the ministry, and
She
she
said she
said it.
want to be an aunt. She don't want to be a mama.
Okay, I got you. She said, it's unfair for anyone to carry your burden. Your feelings should not dictate how you are living. Yes, absolutely. Patricia, thank you. Your shirt should be there soon. Darren Phillips says, sometimes you have to rescue yourself. Wow. But sometimes that's hard
Yeah.
to rescue, because the thing is, you do have to do it. But it is hard, because the thing is, the job of us as what we do is to really change the pattern. Change the pattern. How do you
Yeah.
change the pattern? How do you change that when you've really told yourself that this is what it is? How do you do
You
that?
got to go back and face it. You have to actually see. Sometimes we moving so fast in the world today that we don't take time to sit down and settle down and sit in it. We got to face it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what actually happened to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I realized that my past traumas, I prettied them up so that I could survive through
Ooh,
them.
what did that look like?
Um,
How do you pretty up a trauma?
okay, I'm gonna be a little transparent
You got
here.
to be. You got to keep it. You got to come down.
Okay, so there was a sexual offense that happened to me, and instead of me seeing it in the negative way, I wanted to keep the peace, and I didn't want to be the person to cause disruption. So I made excuses for it, and I started to believe the excuses, and then I pushed it to the back so that I could just keep moving in my life, not realizing that that broken part of me still exists in me. And I'm actually taking the time now, because God has me writing a book that I did not want to write, because it's causing me to face my past so I can free myself. And so that's how I prettied it up. I just made it like it was light so that I can keep moving through life and not have to think about it. But one thing about those wounds, they don't go away, they settle in and they become
So, sis, give an
habits.
example, please. Give an example of how you made it like life. Like, what did you tell yourself?
Oh, if I say that, then I'm gonna tell on somebody. I don't want to tell on. See, and that's see, I'm still doing it.
But you know what? But can I help you with something? Let me say this real quick before you even say that.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you don't face the pain, what happens is instead of it becoming a lesson, it becomes a lens. It becomes now this is how you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm part of the problem. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm just
I
not
was
good.
the
I'm not a
problem.
good person. I'm not a good person anyway, so I don't deserve, So this is how we'll start looking at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a lens now. So
Yeah.
it's a mirror. And so we're calling ourselves this problem. This always happens to me. So you know what? This
Right.
gotta be my life. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I used to that some of the verbiage that I would use is knowing me, I'm gonna be the one that get the
Yeah,
short
yeah,
end of the stick.
exactly. Yeah.
Not realizing I was saying that because of things that happened, I placed in the back, but I still be thinking, yeah, waiting for the next shoe to drop. Yeah, it seems
Yeah,
cool
you
now,
done
but
already you done already marked
you
yourself.
know, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
transparency in this situation, um, I can't I'm not ready yet. I'm working through it. I'm not ready yet to put an example out there without it being too um without giving someone away online. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I
because
get it.
and the reason
I'm
why I
not
say
able
that is
to.
because like for me, it wasn't that I gave it life. I like Pastor J said, I became the problem. It was my
Mhm.
fault. I'm doing something, gotta be, to be drawing this to me. It's
Hmm.
definitely me. And then
Well,
when like for instance, when my cousin passed away, I took the blame for that. I was like, he died because of me. If I had not like somehow, and I don't even know how, but if I had not somehow drawn him to me and he had not done that to me, he wouldn't have felt like death was his answer. You get what I'm saying? So I,
yeah.
as a child, I took on all of that. And then when my grandmother passed away, and she didn't even touch me, but because I started off with that sentence, when my grandmother passed away, because she passed away of cancer, and one day I slammed her door in the leg by accident. I took on her death too. It was my fault. I killed my grandmother. I gave her cancer. So as a
Mm,
child, I'm piling all of this on,
yeah.
and none of that had nothing to do with me, but that
Mm,
became my lens, like Pastor Jay said,
yeah.
because I didn't know how to heal from that.
Yes.
Mhm.
And this is what we should do to piggyback and go to a whole part. What happens with wounds? We should never wounds. We will never erase. But what it should do is it should transform. Now, what are you saying? What I'm saying is you'll never it happened. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It happened.
Mhm.
Yes, it did matter. Yes, this thing happened to me.
Mhm.
Yes, that happened to me. Yes, this is, you know what I'm saying? But what it should do is transform the way that it controls you. It should no longer control your thoughts.
Only after you deal with it,
That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying.
because
That getting to that point. You know what
uh-huh.
I'm saying? You should not. What you should. It should never ever control how you think, how you move. It should always take it as okay. This happened to me, but I'm a better person. I'm better than what
Right.
I've allowed
Yeah.
myself to
Yeah.
actually accept or allow myself to see, or
Yeah.
what I'm telling myself. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
And I think that that comes, it's like going through a dark tunnel. I think that's the light at the end of the tunnel. And in some of my situations, I'm not there yet.
yes,
And it's like I know I have wounds, but let me tell you what my wounds did for me. It took my voice.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, you hear me on the podcast and we transparent, we have transparent moments, but my wounds and my pain took my voice because my whole thing was to keep the peace.
yes,
My whole thing was to not make waves. My whole thing was I didn't want to be the reason why the family looked at me when I wasn't even the one that caused it. And I was like you too, Zane. I started thinking I was cursed. I'm just going to be honest. because I would
Mhm.
have all kind of men. Like one of my professors came to my house one night with the pretense of getting an application from me for something, and I ignorantly sat in this man's car, and then he started making like little sexual innuendos at me, and it made me so uncomfortable. But because I was still stuck, and one of the places where I am stuck was that little girl, that first time
Yeah.
something happened, I didn't even know how to respond. I
Absolutely.
got nervous, I got scared, but I didn't know how to respond. I got out that car though, but it's just I was mad at myself after I got out that car because I was mute. Because I didn't say
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah.
didn't slap his face. I didn't do anything that protected me. I was still almost as if,
Dad said
I
put
don't
it in
know.
your
I can't.
Dad said put it in your book.
I
It's in there,
understand.
Dad.
It's
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 in there.
hard to explain. It's definitely hard to
It
explain, and
is.
I get it.
But I'm just glad that in this part of my life right now, I know that I have to address these wounds. I have, and my husband knows all of them. Well, all of the ones in a nutshell. He don't know the details of all of them, but
It,
I have that support.
it's just that
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this real quick, and I want to say something. Patricia said you can't bring old wounds into a new relationship. It's like no trust. You can't be really open up to a person, and you wouldn't establish a bond like you put yourself in bondage. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Darren said shame. Dad said put in your book. But I want to say this real quick because again, uh, the wound should not when you face it and when you
Mm-hmm.
actually deal with it, it no longer writes your story. It no
Hmm.
longer controls
Right.
your thoughts. So what happened was when I was able to, and this is back to the transparent moment with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
When I was able to not allow what I told myself to control what I think, I've said, let me let all of that go because this is why it's so important for forgiveness. This is why we always preach
Yes.
forgiveness. Hey
Yes.
Amanda, how you doing?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Let me say hi to Amanda. This is why it's so important to forgive. Forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
is for you.
It's for you.
It is for you. I don't care what you say. We can't stress this enough. Forgiveness is for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not saying I'm letting you off the hook. What it is saying is I'm forgetting what I felt was done. I'm letting that go.
I'm
And
cutting. Yeah.
so when you're able to do that, then now you're able to allow the relationship. My dad said something to me the other day. He said, man, you know what, son? The more that me and you talk, because we pretty much talk every day now.
Yeah.
So he said, man, the more we talk, he said, man, you an awesome dude, and I'm proud to be your father. And I told him the other day,
Aw.
I told him the other day, I said, Dad, you're right. I said, I got to piggyback on what you said. The more that I'm getting to know you, dude, you this awesome. You awesome.
He the guy I told you he was.
I said, dang, my man told me this. And I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it because what I was telling myself was controlling my
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
So it's so important that we allow, and this is what we have to do. Instead of paying the price for trying to prove what you're not, you have to leave. Because the Bible says this. It says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty
They
through the
mighty.
pulling down of strongholds.
Mighty,
So this
mighty,
is not
mighty.
a physical battle.
It's not.
The heart, when the heart is
No.
hardened, you gotta give that heart to God.
You have to.
You got to give that thought to God. You got to
Yeah.
tell. You said, Lord, okay, I know this person, my daughter, my son, my father, my wife,
Yeah.
my husband.
Yeah.
They're feeling a certain way. They keep reverting back to the past that I have no control over.
Right.
I have
Yeah.
no control over that, and you can't. I don't care what you do. You don't have the power to change somebody's heart.
Yeah.
You don't have the power to do that.
Don't.
You can't. And that is a price that you're going to pay to try to prick through somebody's heart and heart to show them that you belong there. No.
Yeah. Let me say this. One thing I do notice that in the journey of healing, I found out, and God is helping me with this, that it's not what happened to me that I'm mad at right now, because that happened. And I did forgive the people. I didn't forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
So in the journey to heal, what I'm
That's
having to do
good.
is face me and say, I know that I left you. I know that I didn't take up for you in that moment. I know that I was not the person that was there to protect you and you felt unsafe in that moment. I forgive me. I had to forgive me, and that's the whole thing. It's not just about forgiving the other person. It's about, okay, now I have to look at how I felt in that moment. Was I a coward? And this is some stuff I dealt with. Was I a coward in that moment? Was I afraid in that moment? What was going on with me? And then go back to those moments and say, you know what, you're safe now. You don't have to worry about that moment
Yikes.
anymore. You can heal from that moment, and then allow that part of the hardness of your heart to be massaged by God's hands
That's right.
and by his love, and he
Absolutely.
can tenderize that part.
He can
And then you
tenderize
move
it.
on to the next thing you have to face.
Since you
Quick-
pricking my heart,
I know.
go ahead, Pastor J. You want to say
I just
something?
I just wanted to read a couple of nice comments. Wow.
Hold on, before you do that,
Okay.
because you're gonna get me off. You're gonna get me off. You can
Yeah, I
you
don't
can read
want
the
to
whole.
lose it. I just want to read this.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to say, sis, you pricking my heart, because we somebody might be asking, well, how did that affect your marriage? For me, I remember my grown kids are not my husband's kids. I only have one child by my husband, and I have two girls that's not by my husband. So everybody, because of what I went through, is a suspect pedophile, man and woman. And
Wow.
so I kept accusing my husband. I saw you looking at my daughter, and it was killing him. It was killing him.
Right.
But I didn't care. I did not care. Like, it was callous. Because, like you said, I was disappointed that I didn't protect me. So I was like 10 toes protecting my daughters.
alert.
Like,
Yeah.
you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But too
yeah.
much. Because you're seeing a pedophile that's not a pedophile, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so, it took
That's
me.
what you told yourself,
I
right?
I told myself that. I was like, yeah, I'm watching, because I want to
Right.
make sure. You get what I'm saying?
And it's nothing
And
against him. It's just that you didn't protect you. So you got to make sure you
and
protect
but
them,
he
even
but
when
he
it's
caught
not
it.
nothing for them to be protected from.
But he caught it though. He
Yeah.
caught the pain of what everybody else did me.
Oh,
Because why was he blamed for something he wasn't even doing?
right.
He paid the cost.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? He
Wow.
He
paid the
paid the
cost.
cost.
And
Yeah.
it took him to hurt. He one day he just broke down. He had enough. He was like, I can't keep doing this. If this is what we're gonna be, I can't be in this house.
Oh my.
Because
Yeah, that
this
hurts.
I can't keep getting blamed for something I'm not doing.
Exactly.
And I had to look
I
at
understand.
myself and say, Mia, you gotta heal. You
Mhm.
gotta heal. Because
Mhm.
this is getting out of control.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me. That's awesome. Y'all, they cooking with grease tonight, y'all. Here we go. So on Liza, I just wanted to. There was some dope comments on top of that. On Liza said some wounds have to be open to heal.
Oh, Liza.
They don't bandage every wound. You have to identify the
You
wound
gotta
so
identify it.
you would know how to treat it.
Yes.
And then
yes, yes.
Patricia said, "That's right. Forgiveness is for yourself, so you can move on."
So you can move
And then
on.
Liza says, "Know how to treat the wound."
Liza, you talking.
Liza cooking with grease tonight.
Liza, you talking.
And my dad said, "You're a little stubborn, and so am I."
Yes, those
I
more
get,
men.
I get it honest,
But
Dad.
you gotta love it, because
Yeah.
when you see the stubbornness lift, you know it's God.
Absolutely.
You know it's God, and it's
Absolutely.
a beautiful thing.
And you know what the sad part is? I mean, not the sad part. You know what the great part is?
What is it?
The great part is because our relationship changed, both of our relationships are changing toward God.
Yeah.
Because both of us are me and my dad even talk about the word of God. So it's like the whole relationship is like we don't just talk about, just gossip. We just, we talk.
Yeah.
But we talk and then we learn about each other. So, sometimes we debate on the word. Sometimes I think my dad reads from the Quran sometimes. I think my dad be reading from the Quran
Look, you finna
sometimes.
get off my daddy.
But I love him though. And Darren said Darren said we all have a lot of letting go to do.
Oh
wow.
my.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
a,
Darren. That'll preach.
that'll
right there.
preach.
All
That'll
right.
preach.
We all have.
Yes.
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 What they
I'm
do?
just grateful. Come
Huh?
on, clock
Yeah,
it.
clock it.
Clock it.
Oh yeah. And Mama and Annie Ward said it's written. Forgiveness is for you. Yes.
It is.
And Amanda said it makes so much sense. She's been there. Wow.
Yeah.
Which I was talking. So it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, man. We gotta heal from those wounds so that we don't drag the person that we say that we care about. Because if you say that you care about this person, then why would you want them to? Why would you want them to go through pain?
That's the thing.
Why would you want them to feel?
You don't,
Right.
but the way you've, like I said, your wounds become patterns, and it's the way you've protected yourself for so long that it's, I don't want to hurt you. I want to love you. I want to be loved by you, but I'm afraid. Fear is a crazy beast. That's why God says He didn't give us that
Yes.
spirit, and it causes you to be stuck and stagnant. And that's what you have to get past. You have to tell yourself, like you were saying that you wanted dad to save you when you was little. You know, my
Yeah.
daddy gonna come and he gonna save me from, he gonna take me away from all this. But as you got older and once the narrative started kind of like lifting, you realize you didn't need dad to save you anymore.
Yeah.
We have to get to that place. What is it that you told yourself is the reason why you holding on to that pain? And once you address that and realize you don't need that anymore, then you can begin to heal.
And most people, and I had to realize this, and I'm sure you can attest, Zayna and my wife, that when we are young and we put ourselves in adult situations, we are not equipped or qualified to eat sometimes
Ooh,
to go through that situation
right.
unfiltered with some growing pains.
Adults can't even a lot of
Yeah,
times deal
yeah.
with their adult
And
situation.
even adults, yeah, because sometimes it just gets overwhelming.
Oh, oof.
It gets overwhelming, and what we do is the pressure. It start bursting pipes, and then what
Yeah,
happens?
yeah.
Everybody's getting a bit of that hot steam that's around you.
The whole atmosphere.
Yeah, the whole
is steamy.
atmosphere is steamy and burn steamy.
Can't see.
You burning some flesh.
Oh my.
So
More wounds.
yeah. So a lot of times we go through certain situations because of our own decisions.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing that we didn't put ourselves in, but because
Some of it we didn't.
a lot of it we do because
some of it we
because a
didn't.
lot of things are a choice.
Yeah, some of we
But
didn't.
some of it we didn't. So we got to talk to both of those things.
No, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Some things that we don't have any control over, but I believe how we deal with it, we do have control over it.
We have control over that.
I do
I
how we
agree.
deal with it,
I
how
agree.
how we move forward, and how we do. I believe we do have a level of control on how we do that. But
And
sometimes we just run from that. We don't want to
we
deal
need
with
to
it.
be taught how. Like we need to
Yes.
learn the tools. What are the tools for healing once you have been wounded? What are the tools? And we don't know the tools. So
Well-
we
And
just
like
go through
Eliza
life
said, we have to also learn how to identify it. No one
so we
taught us
can
how
know
to
how to treat
identify
it.
it.
Right.
Correct.
Love
Because
that.
a lot of times we fight battles and we're fighting the wrong thing because that's not what we really fight
Yes.
inside.
Mhm.
What we're
Yeah.
fighting externally is really not what we're feeling inside. But we
Wow.
don't know how to identify it. So we fight the wrong battle.
And yeah, a prime
Wow.
example. So in other words, I was upset because I felt like my dad wasn't there. That was the outside, but really
Right.
on the inside, I saw some things that really hurt me.
Yeah.
So what do? I blame it on the person that
Could have been there to save me from seeing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was deeper than him
Yeah,
not being there.
yeah.
It
Right.
was I was hurt by what I was involved in, or what I was in the middle of, at the war that I was in the middle of.
And piggybacking off what both of you said, the thing that gets you too is when you already start feeling certain things about yourself internally, then somebody says something to make you say it must be true. You get mad at that person. Let's say case in point, people call you dumb all your life. You start believing you dumb, but you on the outward appearance you try to act like you smart, so you over enunciate and you use prolific big words to try to seem like you not dumb. And then when somebody say to you, especially a spouse, you know what, you sound so dumb, you get so mad at that because
Oof.
inside you feel that you dumb anyway. So it's like when people touch on with their words some things that's already you feel about yourself, it causes you to lash out in pain. Those are some things that when you lash out, that's an indication, wow, that needs to be healed in me.
Yes.
Yes.
Darren, Patricia said, remember, wounds hurt. It is painful
Yeah.
when it's not completely healed. It
Yeah.
will bleed. Yes, we bleed on a lot of people.
Yes.
Because of these
Yeah.
wounds. And then Darren says, I was a royal pain to the only woman who has truly loved me. I would
Come on,
say,
Darren.
Wow. Accountability.
I would say you were in pain.
Yes.
Wow. And in your pain, you were a royal pain.
Because you can't be royal and
I'm just
pain.
shouting. Hold on, I gotta take a minute. I'm sorry, because we gotta take a minute and shout out for that. Do y'all see
Come on.
every week? Do y'all
Exactly.
see?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, I see.
On
it.
Liza,
Yeah.
My
Darren,
God.
the
Yeah,
growth.
the growth. Come on here.
Come
Yeah.
on. When you see
Oh my
God do
God.
something
I'm
amazing,
shouting for y'all.
You right. You got to take a moment and shout.
Woo.
Ha!
Thank you.
Glory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, my dad said.
Yeah.
I'm
my
happy
dad
for
said-
y'all.
Yeah, I'm very happy for
Absolutely.
y'all because again, you know, this is a part of healing,
It is.
taking accountability. First
Yes.
identifying it, you know what I'm saying? I was in pain. So because I was in pain, I was bleeding on the only woman
Right.
that was trying to help heal this
Account-
wound.
Come on here.
I was bleeding
Come
on
on
her.
here.
You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
is big. That is big, man.
Yeah.
That's big.
And
That's
knowing
big.
the root of the pain, it helps.
Yeah.
Not just for somebody to point it out, because when somebody see it and they love you and they try to point out the root, you get mad. Because it hurts
Yeah.
you. It make you feel like they
Yes.
talking bad about you, but they not. They trying to show you where the root is. Sometimes we need God to reveal, like Pastor Jay said, it took him to go through with his own kids to see what dad was going through with him. So sometimes God will help you identify in his own way the root so that you can go ahead and pluck it. But that doesn't mean that the people who love you shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
It just means that they
You-
need
you-
to plant
you-
the seed in love.
You're gonna go
Yeah.
through the point where you're gonna, you know, may get hurt through it, but at the end of the day, you got to give it to God and
You
trust that
have
He's
to.
gonna work it out.
The
And
only way.
that's my encouragement to my dad.
Woo.
My dad going through a situation, and I told him earlier, man, give it to God.
You have
It's
to
not-
give it.
Don't let take the control off of it and let
Yeah.
God do it. I promise you,
Yeah.
it's gonna get
Yeah.
done.
You need safety.
Yeah.
God says, I am that. I am. You need security. He says, I am that. I
Yeah.
am. Anything you need for God to walk through your healing process with you. He says, I'm your refuge place. He says,
Yes.
I'm your you safe in my arms. When it's storming outside, come to me. If you heavy burden and heavy laden, cast your cares on everything you need. He says, I am that. I am. And he will walk it. He will walk it like he walk it and talk it like he talk it.
I got it, but
Okay.
let me real quick before because I know
And
Zane
don't
got
put a
something to say.
time on it,
Yeah.
because a lot of
He be
times when
like-
we put time on it, that's when pressure comes, because
Yeah.
he didn't do it yet.
Let it.
Don't put a
happen.
time on it.
Yeah.
Let it
How they say
happen,
organically.
and let it happen in his timing.
And
Because
his
in this
Yeah,
time,
in
it's
his
gonna be
timing.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
My dad said it can be depressing, but God is in control, man.
Well, then you know what?
Let me finish
Oh,
that
okay. I
because I
apologize.
know.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, Annie Ward said, "I lost y'all. Had to dig to find you guys. God is always in my corner. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Eliza said,
always.
because what is a scratch you see as a deep cut, but it's still painful. So
It's
you
still
have to
painful.
identify the wound.
Yeah.
He started therapy today. God would not let me give up on him,
Amen.
even though I wanted to really bad. Amen.
Yes, we know.
Amen. Oh, we know, Eliza.
We know.
We so glad.
But this should give anybody hope. I love hard situations in marriage because when you
Yeah.
see God moving, it's like, oh my goodness, hope. Hope is beautiful. Oh, hope is such a beautiful thing.
Darren says self realization. Yes.
Realization.
And when you
Yes.
turn it over to God, be patient and don't pick it back up. That's
and
right,
don't.
Patricia.
Oh, come on here, Patricia. Don't pick it back up.
Don't, because if he didn't do therapy, I was out. Eliza.
Eliza. Now, Eliza.
You was doing good,
She was
Eliza.
honest though. She always been honest.
Eliza
She always
she's
been
straightforward, no chaser.
honest. Love it.
Annie Ward said it lightens the weight off of you when you give it to him, because
Yep.
it's like fire. I keep playing with it. You get if you keep playing with it, you get burned.
And he always send
Yeah.
people to help lighten the load too.
Yes,
Somebody
that's
that you
right.
can go to.
I like what Zania said. I like what both of y'all. Y'all cooking with grease tonight, but y'all said don't put a time on it, because our timing is not his timing. And because I had to do the same. I had to do the same thing. I said, you know what? I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
And in my letting it go, all I did was I kept myself not arguing. I kept myself busy by getting closer to God, getting in my word,
Yeah.
so that I could strengthen myself up. So when they did come, because I was always in belief that they were going to come back. So I said, when they
Yeah.
come back, I
Who?
want to be spiritually equipped to receive them.
When who
So
come back?
with my kids,
Oh,
with,
okay.
with my kid,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I wanted to be spiritually equipped, so when they came back, I had what they needed.
Yeah.
Because it's like the prodigal son who came back. And I just wanted to have what they needed. So when my son came and told me, Dad, you know what, Dad? Man, everything that was told to me about you when I was little, I come to realize it wasn't true.
Wow.
It wasn't
Mm.
true. And that's the
God.
same thing I had to tell my dad. Everything. And it wasn't what,
Wow.
and the crazy part was, it wasn't what was told to me, it's what I told
It's what-
myself.
yeah. either or, right.
You know what I'm saying? So listen,
Wow.
man.
Amazing.
Yes. I love it, man, because this is definitely healing. You know, so let's say this, y'all. The first thing you should do with dealing with wounds is identify the wound.
Identify it.
Yeah.
Identify the wound. Then after you identify the wound, then let's go to forgiving yourself. I think
That's
forgiveness.
the salve. That's the Neosporin.
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Forgive
Yeah.
yourself.
Then
first.
after that, then you should start speaking life. I am not what I've been through.
Yeah.
I am not wounded. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was wounded, you know, yet they slayed him, yet will I trust him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not who I am. I'm the head. I'm not the tail. I am a lender, not a borrower. Start speaking positively. Start
Yeah.
speaking scriptures in your life so that you can now start talking in victory.
Yeah.
You start talking and speaking into your future so that you can let go of the past.
Amen.
So I would
And-
say start with those three.
And as a partnership and purpose coach, I'm going to say this. You find purpose. Somebody out there probably like, I don't know what my purpose is. You know, why am I here on earth? Well, God, what is it? You will find your purpose in the thing God heals you from,
Yes.
because you're kin to that thing, and
Yes.
God will help you to speak life into somebody else based on what He brought you out of.
Amen. Amen, Amanda. Thank you. Amanda said this was a good conversation tonight. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Amen.
Amanda, we need you
That's my
to
baby.
block off your date, the 15th. It's a Sunday afternoon. We need you and D Curry to block your date off. We're gonna do something for these
And
marriages.
can I make a real quick little it just came to me. God gave me this event that I'm gonna do with women only, and I don't want a large group of women, just those who God are drawing to this event. It's called I'm just gonna say it, the Virginity Monologues, and it's women who are talking about their virginity. And did you lose it? Did you give it away?
The Noni.
Do you need to heal? Do you need to forgive someone? Because sometimes a lot of our value comes from that first moment. And we beat ourselves up, or we talk bad about it to ourselves. So if you are interested, it's Paint and Sip.
Okay, babe, you gotta get that together.
Hold on,
We gotta
babe.
go.
I just need this moment. Let me have this moment, please.
Okay.
It's a Paint and Sip. It's a private party with Lady Free. So if you're in the Houston area and you want to be a part of it, just put it in the chat. Send me in the DMs. Give me your email address. So the first 10 women only, because it has to be an intimate group, I'm gonna pray over, seek God face for who, and then if you get an invite with the information of ticket prices and where it's gonna be, then you know that you will be a part of the Virginity Monologues with Lady Free.
Well, I'm gonna be virtual, sis. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be virtual because that sounds like everything right there.
Should I do virtual?
No. You need to come on.
I said
down.
me. I ain't saying nobody else. Me.
We might have to,
That's what I said.
we might have to send you a ticket.
We might have to just send you a ticket,
You
girl.
and
You have to come
Barbie.
down there.
You
Yeah.
and Barbie, y'all
Yeah.
might have to get a ticket.
Y'all gonna have to get a ticket.
But either or, it's gonna be an intimate moment of healing, forgiveness, and freedom.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mama Annie. We have
I
some
love that.
new views tonight. Listen, y'all, send the hearts, send your likes. Please subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man, so you can get the content that we're putting out, man. It's getting better and better and betterer and betterer. And God is
gooder
just
and
using.
gooder.
And so we thank you, man. We got a lot of stuff that we doing, but that is our time. You know what I'm saying? Any y'all got any last moments, any
Nope.
words? Zania?
I'm good.
I don't.
You got rehearsal.
I
We got. I
don't.
know Zania
My
got
heart is
rehearsal.
full.
The
Mine
heart,
is too.
yeah. I
Mine
love
is
it,
too.
man. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it when we
Yeah.
leave full, man. And,
Yeah.
like, come on, we done ate. So listen,
Yeah.
y'all. Please subscribe, man. We are on all YouTube. I mean, all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Please subscribe and share this content with somebody tonight. It might bless somebody else tonight who you think is wounded and need to hear this
And need
information
to be healed.
and need to be
Amen.
healed. So send this information to them, man. And we
Yep.
love you guys.
We love
and
you.
and talk to us
Yes.
and you know, send us your hearts, man. But I'm your boy, Pastor J.
I'm your girl, Lady Free.
And I'm Zany.
Come on, she
Until
about to
next
go on tour.
time, same bad channel, same bad place. We'll see you next week on Shift Real Talk TV.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.